he went in and said he had done this. And so we, first off, of course, really talked to him, and then we went and talked to all the girls.
There was so much grief in our hearts. I think as parents, we felt, oh, we're failures. You know, here we tried to raise our kids to do what's right, to know what's right, and yet one of our children made some really bad choices. And I think as a parent, we were devastated. We definitely put safeguards in our home.
Yes, and we also talked to our daughters and reminded them about wrong and right touch, and about if anybody ever touched you in a wrong way, for you to come and tell your mom
immediately.
All right, that was a clip from Megyn Kelly's exclusive interview with the Duggar family. My next guest is taking the mainstream media to task for their coverage of the story. Here now to explain, former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin. Governor, good to see you. How are you?
Hi. Thank you. I'm doing great.
All right, there is a double standard. Why don't you explain your point, because I know a lot of people have commented on it.
Yeah, I wrote a post after Bristol had pointed out that issues like, say, that liberal actress Lena Dunham, having admitted and gleefully wrote about, offered up, and had been rewarded with fame and fortune for admitting to her sexual predation with her own little sister, that she used her sister for sexual experiments and for her sexual outlet. And Lena Dunham has been, as I say, praised, rewarded, and you know, the media just has this great big yawn when it comes to covering she or others that we have heard about on the liberal side of issues, and yet they try to crucify an entire family for a 14-year-old boy's issue that he had, which was a bad issue 12 years ago. And it was an example that I used with this double standard, the hypocrisy that you know, is so absolutely blatant in this case.
Let me go to the two of the sisters and their very emotional reaction on the fact that they found out the police report had been released, which was not supposed to happen. And they said they felt re-victimized. Let me play this for you.
They told us, our parents told us, you know, be completely open and honest.
They're here to help you, you know.
We were pretty furious.
I called my husband
and I was in tears. I couldn't believe what was going on. I called it. It was whenever I heard the police report had been released that I said, what? Like, they don't have a right to do this. This isn't, we're victims. They can't do this to us.
That to me is, you know what? People do have a right to privacy. And that hurt a lot, that family. I wanted to get your reaction to that aspect of this. Because your family's been through a lot of personal issues.
They do have a right to privacy.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, yeah, the difference with our family, too, like the Duggars, is that people actually make their living by digging and poking and prodding, trying to find something on conservative families to try to destroy them and their reputations. But that's another story. Yeah, these girls are being re-victimized, for shame on the media, for under the guise of, hey, you got to let them have their say anyway. Let's interview them and put them there back into the fire and let them explain. They're innocent, and these girls, yeah, so humiliated. The release of these confidential records it's tragic, it's illegal, it's unethical. Why isn't the dialogue going right now towards, hey, let's get that law enforcement official, he or her, who released this file? It was confidential. Who has been a victim, is a victim, would ever want to speak out and still be able to trust law enforcement that what they're being told with counselors and amongst themselves, that their files are going to be held confidential, and then they're exploited? Why isn't the press going after that police chief, she or he or whomever it was, who released this? And you know it was for political reasons, Sean.
Yeah, and you and your family have been through that a lot. One political question. You see the unfolding slate of candidates. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm glad, of course, that the GOP has a deep bench because competition is good. It makes everyone so much better, work harder, produce more. This is as opposed to the Democrat bench, which is obviously quite shallow. I mean, who the heck do they have? That's why it is going to be Hillary, and I'll bet you anything that it will be Hillary as their nominee, despite kind of the games that the media is playing right now, sort of giving a couple of other guys the shot, you know, to the old college try, let them at least be seen as being covered fairly, so that when the time comes for Hillary Clinton to be knighted as their nominee, they'll be able to say, well, hey, we covered everybody. But no, Democrats, liberals, for the most part, they are sheeple, and they do want to follow one quote-unquote leader, and in this case, it will be Hillary. Look at what's going on with Bernie Sanders right now. He almost beat Hillary in the Wisconsin straw poll, so people are saying, wow, this is some kind of shake-up. Hillary should be scared. No, what Bernie's doing is right. He's wrong on approaches. He's a socialist. However, his approach is right. He's taken his message to the people, not through orchestrated, staged events that Hillary is so used to and the media allows her to get away with.
All right. Thank you, Governor. Good to see you again, and we appreciate your time. Coming up next, we need your help. Question of the day.